It's been a long old road, but the day of reckoning has arrived. Years after the announcement that Dubai and the UAE would host COP28, the day is upon us. And therefore, in true DXB Today's style, we are celebrating all things COP28. Here's a little look at what's coming up tonight.
I went to check out the Climate Hub at Heriot-Watt campus, where they discussed how the university is working with the students in regards to COP28.
Plus, we've got a special performer a little bit later on the show tonight from one of the top musical venues in town. Now, COP28, the excitement absolutely electrifying the entire city. And what's special about COP this year is that there's two different zones, which is apparently the first time this has happened with COP. And of course, in Dubai, it's got to be bigger, it's got to be newer, it's got to be better. So we've got the blue zone and the green zone. What's the difference between them, Ahmed?
So the blue zone is where the MOUs are going to be signed, and then the green zone is where people are going to be experiencing and going and checking all the things that the countries are going to showcase during COP. So they're going to talk about it in the blue zone, and then people are going to firsthand see everything that's going to be happening in the green zone.
Well, I know which zone we're going to be in.
Yeah, indeed. And I think that's one of the sort of concerns here. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this show, because I mean, if we're desperately honest with ourselves, how many people really fully understand COP28 and how it's going to affect their lives? I mean, all this chatter zones and MOUs and dignitaries coming to town and people going to sign this, that and everything. And that's what we're trying to do today, is try to get to the bottom of how it's going to affect us all in COP28, how we can get involved, how you can get up there, what you're going to do when you get there, etc., and how it's going to be something of a legacy build for there afterwards. Because it's a big global event, but one thing I like about the way that UAE is doing it, and the UAE do things a little bit differently, is opening up to the masses. Usually it's accreditation, it's specialist, it's delegation, it's those invested into the green, the net zero sort of ambitions for the world. But here it's like how we can make a change.
Yes,
exactly. And it's a nice day out. And we're going to be discussing it more with some very fascinating people, not least of all our guest co-host. But who is that?
Hi, my name is Nuttall, and I am the founder of the Extreme Hangout. And I'm super delighted to be welcomed into the studio today.
Amber will join us right here shortly, but before that, coinciding with COP28, I went down to the Climate Hub, a collaborative space offered by Heriot-Watt University to take a look at their initiatives and activities, and we had expert discussions for a sustainable future. Take a look. I'm here at Heriot-Watt University's Climate Hub, where we're going to be discussing COP28 and the initiatives that the university is going to be taking for the main event. Since we're talking about sustainability and COP28, I'm here at Heriot-Watt University with Professor Taik. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
What are some of the initiatives that you guys are doing here at the university in regards to COP28?
So for COP28, we have a really exciting program. We're hosting our Heriot-Watt Climate Hub. We're turning over 2 floors of our building here in Knowledge Park to the Climate Hub and inviting in leaders of industry. We have lots of sponsors. We have lots of companies demonstrating their tech in our Clean Tech exhibition. We'll be showcasing our research and even showcasing the future skills, the initiatives that we have as a university that are preparing our graduates to be future leaders of industry and obviously driving forward that sustainability agenda.
Since you touched on the Clean Tech exhibition, can you please tell us more about it?
So we've got a really engaging clean tech exhibition. We've invited in a number of companies here, and it won't be a trade show. What they'll be doing is demonstrating their tech. We'll be showing how these technologies can really benefit society. And they're going to do that in a really, really engaging way. I'll give you a couple of examples. We've installed a solar test site on our roof here, where we're able to monitor on a minute-by-minute basis the amount of energy that they're generating. And there's quite a lot of tech going to be on our Clean Tech exhibition, but what I love is the Kinotech K-Brick. Now this is to help decarbonize the construction sector. So the brick itself, it looks like a normal brick, but it's developed from recycled material. Far less energy is used in its construction, so it's not fired. We don't put that thermal input to it. And we've got the brick here, we've actually built a wall. So we're not just going to be showing it out, we're going to be really demonstrating how it can be a clean tech solution
And how important do you think is for Dubai to host COP28?
So this is a great opportunity for Dubai and for the world to see the great work that's happening here in the UAE and in Dubai. I think what COP28 will do, we'll see also the potential of Dubai and the amazing work in renewables, in driving down carbon emissions, in decarbonizing industry. All of that we will see on show to the world during COP28.
This was just a glimpse of some of the exciting conversations that we're going to be having at COP28.
Right, we are a bit of a COP28 special for us today as we look at it in a variety of different angles. And let's start with today's guest co-host, if we can. An advisor leading brands and NGOs towards their sustainability goals with a record of delivering exceptional results. She's here to offer young climate activists in general, a platform to set their own vision for a greener future. Please welcome to the show Amber Nuttall. Amber, great to have you with us here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome back to Dubai, as it were.
Yay!
For the big one as well, COP28. I want to find out so much more. We've got so many questions. I mean, basically this show is to dispel some of the myths out there about COP28. A lot of people still asking the question, what's COP? What's in it for me, etc. So let's talk about the extreme hangout zone in COP28, your baby.
Yeah.
Where, when, why?
So we're operational for the entire duration of the Green Zone because that is where we are. We're very honoured to have been given the Al Fawzan Park as our pitch, if you like. And indeed, we are pitching. We have tents going up all over the place. It looks pretty magnificent, if I may say so myself already. I'm delighted. And yeah, we will kick off with our programming on the 3rd and we run until the 12th.
And the reason behind it, why an extreme hangout?
Extreme Hangout, my husband was very kind. He let me use his brand name, a business that he's been building around extreme and adventure sports for the last 25 years. And we have a very engaged, primarily youth-led community, about 20 million fans around the world. And they're all into nature and outdoor activities and their mental health, their physical health. They go there for fun with their friends, to go and develop and learn new skills, challenge themselves. And I figured that they were ripe to bring into the wider climate conversation. That there's so many touch points, obviously, and in fact, it's a little pet hate of mine, the fact that we have a climate conference and a nature conference. There's a different set of COPs, a lot of people don't know that, and I might confuse the audience entirely if we start going down that wormhole. But just to be able to bring those two worlds together, and of course, enable young people to find their voice at these COPs. It's been a challenge for them in many respects. So really honoured and delighted to be back again. It's our 3rd COP this year. And
we can't wait to see it. I'm sure lots of people feel the same way. So are there any restrictions on age? Is it free for everybody? How can you get involved with Extreme Hangout?
It's totally free. That was absolutely one of the prerequisites for setting this up. There are all kinds of different wonderful fringe events that happen around COP, but many of them you've got to be on some swanky guest list or you have to be able to pay a lot of money for a ticket. And we're talking about youth here. They don't have huge budgets, so no, this is definitely free for them. And it's for the whole family. We're trying to promote intergenerational conversation here. So bring the little kids along and please bring the grandparents too. We need everybody in this fight.
Do you have to register online or anything, or can you just sort of walk in and show up?
You can walk in and show up, but you do have to register for the Green Zone. I'm sure you guys have covered that already.
Yeah.
Once you register and you show up, what are some of the workshops that we can find out over there?
We have all kinds of different things. So we have workshops, we have panel discussions, we've got live music events, we have cinema screenings. Oliver Stone is showing Nuclear Now. I mean, obviously he's the world-renowned movie director, so that's good. But this is also what we're all about at the Extreme Hangout. I am shameless in the fact that I'm always looking for star power, because if you bring in the YouTubers, the TikTokers, the sports personalities, indeed the movie gurus, the musicians, you'll get a wider audience to come and tune in, and that's what we all need today.
Not your first rodeo, as you just mentioned. This is your 3rd COP on the trot, and who better to ask for a little insight into COP? Because again, we've got so many viewers who are tuning in going, what is this COP thing all about? We all know, we're invested in it in one way or another. We will be down there one way or another. What's it mean to your average resident of the UAE, and why should residents of the UAE be interested and find out more about COP?
Well, I think it's because the climate conversation as a whole is very challenged, and actually, as much as we're living in a climate emergency right now, we're also living in a communications crisis, which is totally ironic because we are more connected than ever before. And the fact that the UAE are not only are hosting it, but I love that the COP Organising Committee are really encouraging the wider public to come down and discover what this is all about. What indeed are the goings on? My goodness, even in the name, COP, Conference of the Parties. Really? Where does that speak to environmentalism or climate action? It doesn't at all. So we've got to demystify it. And also, and I speak as an environmentalist and a super passionate one for many years now, we're not very good at bringing people along with us. We tell people you can't fly, you can't go on holiday, you're not allowed to eat meat anymore, and you certainly can't buy your favorite fashion labels. And everyone's like, I'm not really sure I want to get involved in this. And actually, come down, because you will see incredible technologies and innovations that are going on. You will hear from young kids who are literally flying in from all over the world as to why it matters for them as well. And we're great storytellers as human beings. That resonates with us massively. And so come and find the stories that will engage you and enable you to come and really take part, bring actions into your own life. And then, of course, indeed, go on to vote within your classrooms, your universities, which job you choose to take by taking the action.
I love it. Amber Nuttall is here.
Right.
She's putting party into Conference of the Parties. That's what it's all about, you know? Let's have some fun.
Yes. I mean, and why not? I mean, a conference is so often there in great big windowless rooms. They're over air conditioned. They probably serve you lousy food as well. I'm like, no, we need to break this mold. How is anybody supposed to want to come and get involved with us otherwise? So we just do try and have some fun at the Extreme Hangout.
Can't wait to dive into that in more details. Now it's time to find out the soul artist playing us out on tonight's show. Take a look.
Hi, we're Brown and Big, and today we'll be performing songs from Charlie Wilson and the Gap Band, which is our favorite band at the moment. And we're from the Philippines, by the way. And we've been playing together for 2 years now with Biggie. Say hi.
Hi.
That's right. And our inspiration is to just make people happy. And given this opportunity for DXB today, we're super excited.
Coming up, we'll discuss the UAE's continuing COPservation at the moment, all things COP28, that drive towards net zero in the future, and of course our sustainability strategies, all coming up a little later on the show. Do stay with us.